Hi, Aries. Welcome to your general reading for the month of February 2018. Now, keep in mind this is a general reading, so it may not apply to everyone. If you need a personal reading, you can email me at lucy'starot@gmail.com. And so, yeah, today I actually decided to swap out one of the usual cards. So, but it's still a fairy card, but I'll explain as I get to along. The first card is from the Flower Therapy Oracle cards by Doreen Virtue and Robert Reeves. The card is Unity, Hibiscus. You are spiritually connected to everyone through God. Use this sacred bond to heal your family, friends, and yourself. Okay, so you've heard the saying before, we're all connected. So if you basically like we're it's not all about us. So if you put out good, if you do good to people, it's almost like a ripple effect. So if you heal yourself, then you won't put out negative stuff, and it won't affect others negatively. So this card actually, when you look it up in the book, does say if you heal yourself, then eventually you will heal the people around you too. So this is an important card actually, because Aries is ruled by the god of war. Okay, so which is the planet Mars. So that can be the opposite of unity. Sometimes Aries can, not all of them, but some Aries can find the littlest things to argue about. So it's like they like finding picking arguments or things like that, or you have to watch the angry factor sometimes. Like sometimes you could lose your cool and things like that. But of course, not everybody, not all Aries, but there are a lot that can do that. So that's why, going back to this card, unity is important. So especially for the new year, you want to be getting along with everybody around you. You don't want to start arguments. You don't want to be butting heads and be at odds with people, especially over stupid stuff, like the little stuff. Like, come on now, So just keep that in mind, because that's an important thing to remember. So just wanted to tell you about that card. Now, the second card is from the Guardian Angel Tarot cards by Doreen Virtue and Radley Valentine. Six of Emotion. Memories can fill your heart with many emotions. It's important to remember your past accurately without seeing it as better or worse than it was. People you used to know may return to your life unexpectedly. Children could be an important issue, or you may need to reconnect with your own inner child. So with this card, basically, okay, if you're reminiscing about the past or how things used to be with someone, um, it's saying make sure that you're remembering it correctly. Don't be like, oh, this person was, this was bad to me. They did this to me when they really weren't. Or don't think either like, oh, this person was so great to me, and meanwhile they were a jerk to you. You know what I mean? So it goes both ways with that card. So make sure yeah, if you are thinking about someone or something in the past, make sure that you aren't reminiscing or telling the story different than what it actually was, to yourself. Don't be telling the story differently to yourself anyway. Yeah, and plus also, or you might run into people, people might pop up in your life again. This is the alternate meaning for that. People might pop up in your life again, or you may rekindle something. Or like it said, the last line said you need to reconnect with your own inner child. That's not just Aries, that's everybody. Because sometimes we forget our own inner child, and sometimes our inner child needs a little loving. So do something fun, even if you're just going to an amusement park or whatever it is, doing something fun and not so serious. That's a good way to reconnect with your inner child. And the last card, okay, so usually I use the Healing with the Fairies Oracle cards. So now I swapped it out for this month for the Magical Messages from the Fairies Oracle cards by Doreen Virtue. So this says, everything's okay. Don't worry, it's all working out in a beautiful way. So this card tells you, okay, it's gonna, work out the way it should. May or may not be the way you'd want it, but it's gonna work out the way it should. But everything's gonna be okay either way. The other meaning for this card is to see what role you are playing in the situation. So the alternate meaning, well, another alternate meaning is to, let's see, it says it in the book right here. It says, talk to the people involved in order to double check your facts. Your worries may be based upon untrue assumptions. This is so true. So, I actually know an Aries, and they were misunderstanding a lot of stuff and making assumptions recently. So this makes sense to me, at least. So yeah, this is your message for actually even before February, to make sure that you're not making assumptions about in a situation, and make sure that you double check the facts before, making assumptions and things like that. So like thinking, oh, this is the way it is, when it's really not. So, and Aries can be a little bit stubborn, so don't be stubborn. Actually make sure that you do double check your facts and know what you're talking about. So, but either way, things are gonna work out the way they should. So, not to worry about that. Okay. So that was your reading for February 2018. If you wanted a private reading, in the private readings, I just want to mention, I don't just do 3 cards, I do more than 3 cards. So it's like an actual full reading. So it would be more than just like 3 that you usually see. This is just like a general mini reading for like each month that I usually post on YouTube. So the personal readings would be more in depth. So, and yeah, so if you want a personal reading, you can reach me at lucystarot@gmail.com. Talk to you soon. Thanks.